this is information or explanation that is coming in from the Brij Bhushan camp, and this is what functionaries there are saying. They are questioning that there is a sexual harassment committee in the Wrestling Federation of India to deal with matters related to sexual harassment and others. One of the protesting wrestlers, Sakshi Malik, they say is also a member of this committee, and the Brij Bhushan camp questions why were these issues not reported to the committee, and if reported, why was it not forwarded to WFI? So what they are questioning is the integrity and the responsible role that some of the protesting wrestlers themselves played. Sakshi Malik has been named as one of those who was part of this committee. The question that the Brij Bhushan camp is asking is that was she aware of these allegations of sexual harassment? If she was aware, what action did she take? What action did the committee take? Why was it not forwarded to WFI? Arun Dhanta, so even as Maria is telling us that the government is not really buying the conspiracy theory, the Brij Bhushan camp is not giving up, digging in their heels, it seems.
Right, Arunima. In fact, when the allegations came from the wrestlers' side, especially of the sexual harassment, we had seen the response coming from the Brij Bhushan Saran side. He was saying that it was never ever reported to him that something of this nature is happening, or the allegation which are thrown at him. Now, what the sources in the camp of Brij Bhushan Saran are telling us that there is a sexual harassment committee in the Wrestling Federation of India, which has 5 members part of this, and Sakshi Malik is also part of this committee. And if there was some instance or some cases of sexual harassment, why those complaints were not reported to that committee, and if that complaint was received by this sexual harassment committee, why it was not forwarded to the top officials of the Wrestling Federation of India. So they are questioning the allegations which has been thrown by the wrestlers here. The Saran camp is questioning that they have been saying this fact from the very first day, that we have not received any of such complaint. We don't know from where this has come from. They've started sitting here at Jantar Mantar, and now we are hearing that such things are happening, or such allegations which they are coming out with. And therefore, today they are saying that there is this committee and there is no information, there is no complaint before this committee about the sexual harassment and whatever wrestlers are alleging at this juncture. So they are completely rejecting this theory of the sexual harassment or the mental harassment by Brij Bhushan Singh Saran. And in fact, this is also going to be part of his argument today when he is going to address that press conference. This is what we are picking up from our sources. Meanwhile, of course, Anurag Thakur, who's at his residence, we are outside his residence, and in fact, we are also told that wrestlers are expected to come here at his residence and to once again sit with the wrestlers. As Maria was also pointing out, that yesterday 4 hours deliberations happened with the sports minister, and he gave them various proposals. What can be done, but they were very much adamant with the fact that they want the Wrestling Federation of India to be suspended first, and then rest thing can follow. As the sources in the sports ministry are telling us that not only the changes in the organizational setup, various other options, proposals were given to them by sports minister, but they were really adamant on their demand that they want the suspension of the Wrestling Federation of India, and then the other whether the committee formation or any other arrangement which the ministry wants to do, they can do. But first of all, we want the suspension of the Wrestling Federation of India. And in fact, the meeting ended at this note, that they will go and sit and talk to other wrestlers, and then accordingly they will decide whether they will accept this invitation of the sports minister to meet again this morning here at his residence. So we'll have to see what strategy with which they come forward and what is going to be their next plan of action.
Right. Arun, do hold on. I can also see Nikhil is joining me. Anshul continues to be there at Jantar Mantar. Nikhil, the last few hours, Brij Bhushan Singh, it seems, has dug in his heels. There are people who are coming out, wrestlers who are coming out saying that this is a conspiracy. He himself is alleging that this is a conspiracy and refusing to step down. So in this stalemate, any fresh word from the wrestlers' side that you hear?
Well, Arunima, we are currently reporting from the Jantar Mantar area where many of the wrestlers were sitting in for the protest. But you can see, as of now, only handful of the protesters are currently sitting here at the Jantar Mantar side. So in a short while from now, we are expecting that some more prominent faces from the wrestling side and from the other side as well, they are expected to become a part of the same. In fact, we were told this early morning that they are going to also hold a PC. They are going to put forth their fresh statement over the developments which have taken place yesterday night with the sports minister. But now it seems like that something is taking longer than usual for here to unfold, because on one side we are getting the information that till yesterday night when the meeting was taking place, it was inconclusive, no decision so far has been taken. But on the other side, we have been given to understand that at about 2 p.m. Today there is another round of meeting which is expected to take place. But speaking of the Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh in particular, Arunima, he was expected at the first to address in media at his Gonda city, which is his original place of residence, at about 12 p.m. But because he is in touch with the sports ministry and the officials of the same, this is the reason why the fresh timings are out from his team. Now he is going to address in media. He is going to put forth the so-called allegation, political conspiracy by him, his team as well, at about 4 p.m. because this is something which becomes crucial. If you go by the note which has been out from his team, it clearly states that they are going to expose the so-called political conspiracy which is underway in this entire controversy of the wrestlers here at Jantar Mantar. But there are some of the other prominent questions as well which we need to see, that were they approached initially or not? If there are some of the serious allegations of the sexual harassment, then why did the wrestlers not approach the sports ministry, the sports minister and the other officials who could have been a part of the process? But also at the same time, we need to see that what are the developments, fresh developments, so to say, which are going to unfold, because to disband or dissolve the entire federation of the wrestling here in the country in the national capital, it is something which is not that easy for the sports ministry as well. This is also one of the key reasons why while issuing the note of the same, the sports ministry had issued a note and they have clearly said that the 72-hour time is given to the WFI Federation, to the president as well, to file their official reply. But no statement has come out officially from WFI side. So we need to see as to how much time they are going to take place, because the note clearly says that if they fail to furnish their official reward during the said 72 hours, then the action will be initiated as per the proceedings which are mentioned in the Sports Code 2011. So these are a couple of developments which we need to see, and this is something which has happened so far. Back to you.
Right. So Nikhil is showing us around the area where the protesters have been sitting, relatively empty right now, even as Arun Dhanta was reporting that they're expected to go meet Union Sports Minister. Anshul also has been tracking the story. Anshul, have you managed to get in a word from any of these protesters, especially the star protesters? Because the direct charge is being made that one of your own, Sakshi Malik, was part of the sexual harassment complaints committee, the grievance committee. If, these harassments were being done, was she aware? Was this brought to her notice? What is it that the committee led by her, the committee of which she is a member, what is it that they do? So now it looks like finger pointing is happening towards the protesting wrestlers as well.
So yes, although Sakshi Malik and the other wrestlers have not reached Jantar Mantar at this point in time, and they are the people who are responding to the queries that are being asked by the media. So yes, no other person is actually speaking to the media at this point in time. I'll just show you the visuals over here. Although the stage is absolutely set for the protest to start, but yes, the faces of this protest have still not arrived over here. And yes, the man in which the name of Sakshi Malik has now cropped up, that she was a member of that sexual harassment committee that was built by the Wrestling Federation of India, and even after that she did not take complaints or did not act upon complaints, if at all it was received by her. So yes, this was the allegation that Brij Bhushan Sharan also on day one itself had put out during his defense as well, because he said that there is a specific committee that has been made to specifically tackle issues of sexual harassment. And